Well, every company to some degree has some kind of performance management process. In some companies it's really, really structured, in others less so. But as managers, we all have a key role in managing the performance of the people reporting to us. So really what we look at in the performance management training is we tailor it to your organisation. So we look at, well, what's your performance management process? What's your structure? What are the tools that you have to use in terms of, say, role profile forms or annual reviews or that type of thing? And they're really, really important, and we'll talk about those, and we'll talk about the practicalities of working with somebody to prepare, what's their role profile or their goal setting for the year or their development planning for the coming year. So preparing for that meeting, the content and structure of that meeting, what happens on foot of that meeting, what are the interim points along the way where maybe you need to do mid-year reviews, and what happens at the end of the year, preparing for that annual review, that staff appraisal, from start to finish, gathering your evidence, monitoring performance, identifying underperformance, development gaps, performance gaps, preparing to give feedback, positive feedback, negative feedback, and what happens after that meeting. But actually, a lot of performance management is what goes on between those points. If we think of them as markers along the way throughout the course of the year, and very important markers and very important things need to happen for each of those tasks, absolutely, and we will absolutely cover those. But there's a really important piece, because the meat of performance management is actually what goes on between those things, between those meetings. So how do you keep an eye on how people are doing, giving regular, appropriate feedback in a supportive way, in a way designed to encourage development, to raise motivation and to keep people focused on their goals. So we look at it from both sides. We look at both the structure, what's required of you, how do you go about it. We look at the skills and the things you need to consider when you're preparing to hold those formal meetings that are related to your performance management structures or processes. And we also look at the wider picture, the bigger picture, your role as a manager in motivating your staff, the importance of self-awareness, the importance of being able to give feedback, the importance of identifying issues and addressing them quickly and appropriately. It's very comprehensive training. It's very much rooted in your own practical experience, whether you're a new manager in terms of the concerns and things you're worried about, your own experience of being managed, what worked for you, what didn't work for you, understanding what motivates people and how to motivate different people with very different personalities. And if you've been a manager for a while, looking at, well, what have you struggled with, what's worked, what hasn't worked, and unpicking those real life examples to really get a really rich understanding of the skills, expertise, knowledge and tools that can help you manage performance more effectively.